Morning.
Hello. Good morning. How are you?
How are you, Miss Jenny?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Raining.
I know it is. It's wet out there.
Yeah.
It's coming down good though. We need it.
Yeah, we need it.
We certainly do. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure I got everybody here. So how are you, Sarah? Good?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How about you, Sarah? You okay?
Good morning. Yes, I'm good.
I know. I just started to read some of the reviews on the movie.
Oh, yes.
I was like, a couple of people just wrote whatever they saw in the reviews. You can tell. Other people, put in their honest to God what they thought it was about. It was probably a little difficult at first. I think the only thing that caught me off guard, Sarah, when the first time I saw it was I wanted to understand a little bit more. And so I had bought that book like years ago, and then I moved and I don't know what happened to it, but I never got to it because I went to read it and I couldn't understand it, even from the beginning.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard for me to follow along, but I think I'm going to watch it again and see, like, if I can pick up more.
Catch
I
the
think it's
things
one of
that
those
you didn't
movies where you
catch.
have to watch it a couple of
You
times.
really have to watch. You can't watch anything else. You really have to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But I read the book after that and I was like, okay, that makes more sense now. But it really was a lot easier to read it the second time. But have you ever picked up a book, even especially if it's self-help or something like that, and just couldn't get into it? And it was because it's not your time to read that information. It'll come later. So basically that was one of those books that I had to wait for until, I could actually sit down and understand it and read it, because I didn't like it at first. That's why I
Yeah.
put it down. I only got through like one chapter. I was like, yeah, it's not something I want to do. But after seeing the movie, and I kind of made myself by accident. There was nothing on Amazon one day and I go, oh, let's just watch this. And I was shocked that I liked it. So then I ordered the book of Amazon again. Okay, but it did explain how the energies get felt, how we pass back and forth.
Yeah,
The main
that
one
part, that definitely was true. I caught on to that. The other stuff, like I said, it was kind of hard for me to follow along, and I'm like, but I'll give it another shot.
Each one of the insights. Okay, that's what they were. Those little
Yeah.
things that they tell you about. But you can't go like to insight 6 from the beginning. You have to literally start paying attention to insight 1, which is coincidences, and then move on to that. That energy when when he first meets her and he wants to go out with her or something, he wants to introduce himself, and he pushes himself onto it. I don't think they ever show that kind of that interaction, like the glow, you know what I mean? But then they explain it later what happens to him, because she goes, I could feel you just like so strong. And it's kind of true. People get really kind of in our face sometimes, and we back up. So, okay. And what happened to you, Megan, my dear? I left your computer here for you to go pick up.
I know, I didn't get a chance to go pick it up.
And then did you do your homework?
No, I didn't watch the movie.
Okay. So I
We
can't
just
give it
got
to-
Wi-Fi on Monday.
What?
We just got Wi-Fi on Monday. I didn't have a way to watch it because my laptop was at the school.
Oh, you don't have Amazon on your TV? Or TV?
I don't have
You can put it on
Wi-Fi.
TV. Oh,
I don't have Wi-Fi.
okay. Well, hello, Catalina. Long time no see.
Hi
Is that even
guys.
you?
Yeah, good to be back. I missed you guys.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, I didn't even recognize you.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Yeah. Okay, let me get attendance here. Let's see if we'll find out if we get one more student in here. I don't know what happened to Torianne either. Alex is here. Araceli, Catalina. Diana, come in. Yeah, there she is. Okay. Avery, no. And Megan. Jasmine's not in yet. Okay. So, who did watch the movie? Because I only got a couple of those back.
I watched it.
You watched it, what'd you think?
It was kind of hard for me to follow. Like, it's hard for me to like watch movies that require a lot of
Paying attention.
paying attention. Yeah.
You can't watch something else with it, or you can't be like knitting or doing what, you can't just pop
Yeah.
in and out, because you really have to watch every single bit of it, because it does wake you up. But if you miss parts of it, it's really hard. It really is. And I was telling Sarah, I didn't, I had bought the book years ago and couldn't get into the book. So I kind of shoved it away and figured I'd get into it later. And then one night, out of desperation with nothing else to watch, I started to watch it. And then I really liked it. So then I ordered the book again, because I'd moved, I don't know where the book went, and then read the book, and I was like, wow, that makes more sense now. But it is one of those you can't
Yeah.
do it. I mean, I watched this like the fourth time I watched it, like last night again. I was like, I just pick up things that I didn't catch the first time, and it's true, because one of those movies that are like that. At the very end, he's on that plane and he sees that, the 10th insight, which basically, I think there's like 14 right now, okay, that they're talking about, but I don't know what the other books are. I'm gonna have to look them up, because I don't know what that does. But you can't, like I was telling her, you can't go from insight 1 to inside 1 and then jump to 6. You have to actually go through 1 first, 2, 3. You have to do it that way, otherwise it doesn't work. Because one makes you aware of the next one, I guess you could say. Like the first one was, he was talking about coincidences, things kept falling into place. Remember last week I was talking about follow what happens to you over the weekend and see how many things you actually paid attention to that were a coincidence. Did anybody even do that? Kind of forgot about that part, huh? Because it would have showed you what's going on. Anyways, it was more for the energy field. Okay, what you put out there, okay, and what clients might give back to you. So you've got to be careful, picking up energies from other people. That's the main thing. I've got to wait a couple more minutes, because I'm kind of looking forward to my 2 new ones that still haven't shown up. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to give them about 5 more minutes. Just to make sure we're on the right page. We finished off on 270 and we were getting ready to do the ask, analyze, and assess. Correct? You were filling that in? Yeah, okay. Just making sure, because I set it up already and I just wanted to make sure we were all ready to go. So, does everybody have page 270 or the worksheet to help them? So, yesterday I had training for the new Pivot Point book and the new program. I don't know how soon that's going to go into effect. However, this whole thing is set up for hybrid programs. In other words, we'll be able to track what you're doing at home, when you're doing it. So like, when you go online, and before we said, just stay on there and do your work, right? If you don't, if you finish it early, just stay online. Now you have to actually do something in this new program. So it's going to show us where you spent time, and it can break it down. Like it can tell if you just opened up something and closed it back down. In other words, they give you so much time to read it. When I give out a test, the test I can put up for like a certain amount of time. So I can go, okay, we're going to do this test, and you're going to have 2 hours to do that test. Okay. But you're only going to have 30 minutes to do it. So in other words, you have a 2-hour window whenever you want to take that test. But once you start it, you only have 30 minutes. So if you decide to take that test at like 25 after, you only have 5 minutes left. That's it, to take the test. Do you see what I'm saying? And it doesn't give the option to actually do it 3 or 4 times. It just lets you take it once and it blocks you. So there's like a bunch of different things that are on this new one. It's a little bit more information on how you would actually do it. But what I can do, it's kind of working like a college class. You'll have a calendar, and I can adjust your calendar to whatever I need it to do. Does that make sense? So you'll know exactly what you're doing like ahead of time, and what pages to do and what quizzes to do or tests to do. It's all put into this program. So it is kind of nice. So you can set it up for your own, at home, or you can just use the calendar on the lab program itself. So there'll be an additional class for that to actually show you how to do it, time-wise, everything. So it's coming up. Just think about that. Some of you will already be graduated by then, but then others, you'll still be in the program. So it just depends. I do know I have another class on the 23rd before we start pulling it in to use it as the program for everyone, but right now we're still on the old program, so be glad. As far as your time. Okay, I still don't see 2 people. Who's getting bumped? Megan, you got in there. Who just left?
No, I'm here.
Yeah, I see you. I'm trying to figure out who just got bumped out. Sarah's here. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, everybody should be in here. All right, any questions about what the homework over the weekend was? Any questions, comments? Nothing? You got nothing? Thought we'd have something. How about the wax one? Did you watch that one?
That one was very, very like informative.
And animated, right?
Yeah.
She's very informative, okay? And like I said, she gives classes out in the Bay Area. But again, her wax has now switched to that Barron's, which is the blue one you've been using. You will get the actual Therapil, which is the blue wax that she does use, but we have that blue soft wax. Yours is going to be beige. Hold on one second. Okay, so on the whole ball of wax, did it have a male and a female on there for the Brazilian? Yeah, okay. And I was wondering why I couldn't put up on our website, right? And he's like, copyright, even though they've given us, we can't just do it. So that's why you guys had to look at up a different way. Okay, no one has any questions about that?
Miss Jenny, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Are we able to work on each other now, or is it still?
Right now we're doing waxing. We're back to that waxing part. And I'm not sure how we're going to do it. My Thursday we'll know for sure if we could probably do each other. Okay. But right now it's just waxing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's getting back up there. Apparently we're supposed to be open. This is the governor saying, like April 1st or something, you know, totally open. But we'll see.
Damn, that's still a long time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Huh?
I said still a long time.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a year and a half is a long time. Okay. I don't know how any of these businesses even stayed in business. You know, to be honest with you, that's really hard. But ours is a service industry. We need the people. We have to have people coming to us. It's not something we can just, oh yeah, let's do it over the phone. I'll do a Zoom with you. No. So, but nobody had any questions about the wax. Do you now understand how that wax works? That blue hard wax, because that's the one she used.
Well, I did have a question because when she used I think both the soft and the hard wax, she put oil on them first.
Yeah.
Do we have to do that with our wax?
Okay. Yes, you will on the beige one. Okay. She used a beige wax on the soft, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because that's what she used to use. And that's the one you're actually getting. But the one that she now works and manufactures, I guess, out of her name is the Barron's, which is the blue one that we have in here now. But it's too sticky. Okay. The beige one is not sticky. It works really well. But anyways, you do have to do it on some people that are very, very ashy or very dry, because when you go to put the wax on them, it just drags on the skin. So yeah, you want a little bit, but you don't want too much. So what I do is take a couple of drops of oil and rub it in my hands and then just kind of go over whatever area, like my arm or my leg. And then I take that Pelon and I go over it again so that I don't have too much, because if there's too much oil on there, it won't stick either. So it's a little, you know, it's a give and take on that. But yes, that's why she doesn't use anything on the face, because she uses their makeup as their base, you know, like an oil base. Because she does tell you, she goes, she doesn't even clean it, remember?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Eyebrows. The reason why is because of that, because that makeup, she's going to pull it off anyway, so it doesn't matter. But each wax is different, okay? And so the way that we do waxing for state board is completely different, obviously, because you don't have any hair. but it is a lot different. You have to go through their steps. But like I said, that wax is used a little bit differently. And it's nice. You're going to like it. Because after you played with that blue one, you're going to go, oh, this is so much easier. I like this. I'm not running around with sticky fingers. Like, I feel like I had syrup all over me every time I used that. You know, that sticky feeling. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys get your wax real soon. All right. Anybody else have any questions? No? Jasmine, did you have any questions on the wax movie?
No.
No. But you see how long it took her to do a leg?
Yeah, it was fast.
She waxed the whole
I love
front with the paddle, right? And then she just removed it. So she's like, you'll get there. You literally will, but I wanted you to play with little sections first until you get comfortable with it. Because if you put too much of an area on there, because of how thin you put it on, it'll dry on you if you don't get that Helen on there.
Someone needs
fast.
to grow leg
Okay.
hair so I can do it on them.
Huh?
I said someone needs to grow leg hair so I can do it on them.
Right? Okay, so there's a couple people that haven't been in here for a while. You better have some hair because we're going to be playing with that tomorrow too. So somebody's got hair to be removed. It may be an armpit, the arms. I think I have hair on my arms. You can take it if mine have to be surrendered. I will. All right, you ready for your notes then? All right, let me share the screen with you. And get this going here. So give me a second here. I'm going to share this with you. Okay. There we go. Come on. There. All right. So this is where, hold on. This is where we left off. Okay. So this is right where, it's going down this way. Sorry, there you go. Right where you have, right underneath the SMART notes, it says the ask, analyze, and assess. Come on. There you go. There we go. Okay. So all of this is going to go into that paragraph right there where it says a guided dialogue that invites clients to share their expectations and reasons for requesting services. It's a complete client consultation form with the client to store that valuable information and offer a brief overview of each section and explain the importance of why you asked that basically. And then once the client has completed the form, you're going to proceed with a consultation. So you guys made out your own consultation forms. Okay, we're going to go through all the things that could possibly go wrong, literally. And then it might make you think twice about what you put on your consultation sheet. Maybe you didn't put enough. Maybe you put too much. Okay, so all of that is going to go where it says ask, analyze, and assess, and it's going to go through the phase 2 of the client service all the way down through that paragraph. Okay. So you're going to fill that in. And then we'll go through the 5 components. And then what's kind of nice about that program too is like they've actually done their SMART notes like I've been doing it like this for years. They've changed the whole program like that. Plus all of your things at the end of the chapter, you know, the things to know and the discussion and the talking points and all that stuff. It actually has exercises in there online for you to do. So it's kind of cool. So let me know when you've gotten this all filled in. Did I lose you, Megan? Where'd you go? And Diana, are you there? Okay, I don't see 2 of you.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. There you are. Okay. I'm going through the flipping the screen here, trying to see who's there. I don't see Megan. There you are. I got to see a little bit of you because all this has to be put on tape. Okay.
Well, you can't see my face because my computer is there, so I have to do it on my phone.
All right. I can see you're working on your computer, right? And you're using your phone for your face.
No, my computer is at the school.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Keep thinking about that. Are you going to pick it up today?
Yeah, I'll try.
I even was going to give it to the janitor for the day that you left on Tuesday or Thursday, I mean.
Well,
Right.
I don't live in Modesto. I live in Turlock.
Ah, that's a ways. Okay, has everybody filled this in? Do you guys still need more time? Give me a thumbs up if you've got it filled in. Okay, we got one. Okay. How are you doing, Sarah? Okay, good. Araceli, you okay? You got that. All right. I'm going to change the page. We're going to go through the 5 components. Okay. Basically, this is going to go right in that little like orangey kind of box. You don't have color on some of them, but it's right below where it says 5 components of the client consultation form. Okay, and these forms vary, but they have 5 basic components. And number 1 is going to be the personal information, and you're going to fill it in with personal data and client's background. That's what you're going to write in there. Okay. Number 2 is the medical history. This means past treatments and medical history, meaning what services has she been doing so far. The personal skin evaluation is the client's major concerns, her home care, the products that she uses, and the expectations that she's going to expect from you today when you're doing the service, and where the client can sign a release statement. Okay, if she doesn't have certain things in that consultation, like you didn't ask, are you allergic to this, or are you allergic to that? Have you been using alpha hydroxy acids? She really can't, you can't blame her if she doesn't tell you. So you make sure you get those areas on the consultation. Now, the professional skin evaluation is where the esthetician notes the professional recommendations. This is what you decided that you're going to do and use on her. And at the end of the service, there's the treatment record, and it's a documentation that you fill in that will list specific information like the current treatment she got, the products you used, noticeable changes if she's coming back for like weekly services, like in a series of products or services. So you want to make sure you write all that down, because what if she has to see someone else because you're sick one day? If you haven't kept good records, no one's going to be able to read what you put down there. Okay, so you've got to be very, very careful. I'm thinking, Araceli, can you give me your hand, like your head shot for a sec? There you go. Okay, I just want to make sure that was you because it doesn't have a name underneath it sometimes. Okay, I have to keep flipping the screen so I can see you guys. Okay, let me know when you finished filling this part in too, with a thumbs up. I can go swimming in this parking lot again. Like a swimming pool out there. You guys finish yet? Yep, I see that, Diana. Thank you. Okay, and then what's going to be even nicer on that new program, you can type it in and it'll save it for you on this. Like the last time it wasn't saving, but now we've got it able to save and edit it. It's going to be kind of cool. All right, anybody need this page still? Okay, it's time to flip the page. Okay. So this is going down to our Ask, Analyze, and Assess. It's the client consultation part just below that. Okay, and I want you to write, before you put anything in that personal information, just above it where it's the consultation, you're going to write, it asks for basic data. Okay, ask for basic data necessary for good record keeping. Ask for basic data necessary for good record keeping. Okay. So then right where it says personal information and then it goes to component 1, right across from personal information, you're going to actually start it. And it's basically thorough record keeping keeps you aware of things that are going to go on. But I want you to fill in the part right here where it says record clients, full name, address, phone number, and referral info. Okay, and you can just put this like one long or 2 paragraphs, I guess, from the bullets here. The info is valuable for marketing purposes later. And optional information for marketing purposes may include listing marital status, date of birth, occupation, etc. I'm going to take that back. That you don't need to know whether they're married. Okay, you don't need to have their date of birth. Okay, because you can probably get a visual on when they come in about how old they are. Okay, because it's kind of rude to ask somebody, and I think it's against the law now. Okay. But occupation can help sometimes with what issues that she's had. You know, she's somebody that's answering the phones all day. Okay, just different things can help you figure out what's going on. Let her quiet these girls down a little bit. Okay. Let me know when you finish that information. Okay. Anyone else need it? All right. I'll move on here. We're going to go to the next page. Also the next page in your book. So it'll be on 271. Okay. It's going through the medical history. Okay, so right next to medical history, you're going to put in there that pertains to past treatment clients may have received. Okay, you're also going to put personal health and medical history. It provides important facts necessary to determine the products, equipment to use, and what services to offer your client. And it will identify possible contraindications. That all goes in that medical history component too. Okay, because if she gives you that information, you can decide what treatment you're going to give her and what machines you might be able to use on her, right? Without it, you don't know if she's got a contraindication to electricity. Or maybe allergic to certain ingredients that we might use. So that picture on the right kind of asks those little questions. But just remember, you need one for your facial services and you need one for your hair removal. So it's basically a consultation form and a release at the same time. So they're signing it at the bottom. And let me know when you actually have finished that. You finished, Sarah? Yeah, okay. All right, let's change this next part because it's going to go into questions found in the medical history. Okay, and it's basically going to be, they're going to ask you questions like, okay, let me get this in here. Questions about allergies, medications, surgeries, health concerns, or health conditions such as epilepsy or heart conditions, high blood pressure, insomnia, metal plates or pins, diabetic, claustrophobia, latex allergies, pregnancy, and susceptibility to cold sores. All of that goes into that questions found in medical history. Okay, that basically gives you on the right-hand side where it says check all that apply, it's asking those same questions right there on the illustration. So that goes into your medical history in your study guide.
Miss Janie, I have a question. Like how you were talking about the age thing, that we do where it to be a certain age.
You're echoing. Has somebody got their mic on besides her? Okay, go ahead again.
I said, is there that they have to be like a certain age?
For what?
Like just for like aesthetics, like because you
How
said
about, let's say 18 at least, okay? Anybody under 18 needs a parent with them. So like, let's say somebody wanted to get waxed, okay, and they were underage, you need to have that parent sign for it. Because if something happens, okay, there's gonna be a big misunderstanding when they ask you, was the child by herself or was the child with the parent? And they are considered a child up until the age of 18 as far as consent.
so like just if they look like they could be under 18, then it would be okay to like ask their age.
Oh yeah, I'm referring to somebody that's more mature like me. You just don't want to insult someone, you know what I mean? That's what I meant.
Okay.
But that was a good question though, because I've had students come in here or clients come in here and we've had to, you know, you have to come back with your mom. I don't live with my mom. I'm sorry. I know you guys have heard it when you're trying to get a loan or something and they wouldn't let you because you weren't 24 or 25. You had to use your parents' income on your federal money. It was weird. At that point, they consider you an adult at 25, not 24. That latex one, I think I told you this too, is like, I'm not allergic to having someone use, like a doctor wearing gloves and then giving me an exam. I can't wear the gloves on my hand because they just start to break out. So it's another part of my body, but me on my hands, I can't have it. It just starts itching and burning immediately. And it could be from all the years that I didn't wear gloves. Okay, and I kind of broke down that protective layer with chemicals like bleach. So now I tell girls, make sure you use your gloves. Let me know when you've got that filled in. Okay, has everyone got that one? Araceli, you got it? Did I lose her? Are you still writing, hun?
I got it. I got it.
Okay. All right, so let's change the page here. And it's going to go into allergens. Okay. And right next to that, what you're going to put, okay, allergen is a substance or ingredient that's likely to cause an allergic reaction. Okay, that's the only part that I want you to put in there. Okay, because I'll break down the other ones afterwards. Some allergens they're giving you as a definition would probably be cosmetic ingredients, okay, alpha hydroxy ingredients, environmental ingredients, and sunscreen ingredients. These are all could cause allergic reactions to some people. Okay, I don't want you to put all that stuff into your book because I'm going to break it down for you. Just put the allergen part in. Okay, so where it says common allergens, okay, I'm going to give these to you because this is not on the slides. So the first one is the cosmetic ingredient allergen, and this is colors and fragrances. Artificial colors and fragrances are extremely common allergens, okay? So you can put in there artificial colors and fragrances. Under hydroxy acids, you're going to write in there AHA and BHA, which stand for alpha hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids. So HAA and BHA. Okay. They're used to promote cell turnover. Okay, to exfoliate the skin so they can cause irritation sometimes, increase sensitivity to any products, you know, that you use afterwards. So you have to be careful with those. A lot of times you'll hear it in over-the-counter products, they'll say fruit acids or, you know what I mean, sugar acids, something. Anytime it says something with an acid on the end of it, you know it's going to have some irritation. All right, the environmental allergens, okay, these are like pollen, mold, animal dander, even saliva, and sometimes foods. These are what they call environmental allergens. So it's pollen, mold, animal dander, and saliva, and food. They can cause an increased sensitivity and overstimulation of the skin, if you want to think about it. All right, your sunscreen allergens, okay. Main ingredient in there is called PABA, and it's PABA, okay, and its derivatives, basically. Those are the common ingredients that usually irritate people in sunscreens. Physical sunscreens or sunblocks have what they call zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. They cause less irritation than the real heavy chemical ones because people have problems with them breaking out because they're too greasy. Okay, so that's why we like to use the physical ones in our industry altogether, just to make sure that the client is protected automatically. Okay, does anybody need any of those repeated? No? All right, so it's going to go into medications now. Okay, and before you put that in there, okay, let me give you a little bit. I'm just trying to make sure that all of them are there. So the ones, they may not be in order, let's put it like that, in order on the screen, but you can fill them in as you see them from the left-hand side. All right, so medications that could also be contraindications include, and that's what you're going to write next to medications. Medications that could also be contraindications include, okay, medication and supplements. That's right next to medications that could. Okay. Medications and supplements. I didn't realize that those, I guess they were supposed to be a supplement, but also a vitamin that Amway used to put out for people to lose weight, and people were losing weight, but the ingredients in there did cause irritation on some clients' skin, and it also dehydrated them. Okay, oral contraceptives, okay, they can clear acne or they can cause acne. They can create dryness or they can overstimulate the oil production. And also stimulate like melanin production. So they're ending up with increased pigmentation. All of these are known for oral contraceptives. It's just how their body actually reacts to it. Hormone replacement therapy, which is also known as HRT, they're taken during menopause to relieve hormone depletion. And they can cause hyperpigmentation and acne and increase dryness. Remember, if a product or ingredient is causing the client to be dry, you know they're going to have sensitivity to it. All right, your oral antibiotics, they can create dryness and increase sensitivity. Your topical antibiotics, now those are used to treat acne, rosacea, and other skin conditions like hives even, okay? So they're going to cause a heightened sensitivity to the skin and dryness. So again, when you go back to sensitivity, you have to think of, do I want to do another exfoliation and waxing, okay? Maybe not at this time, maybe a separate time I could do that. Steroids, now they're going to thin the skin out. So that already is like a top layer coming off. So you don't want to do any waxing while someone's taking steroids, topical or otherwise. And Accutane, it's got that, I told you, it's either on the market or off the market. It just depends on where it is that day. Okay, it's a prescription drug for treating severe type 4 cystic acne. Now, type 3 and 4, we are not to work on. We can work on types 1 and 2 as far as acne. Okay, but with this Accutane, it dries with a lot of sensitivity, okay? They should stay away from chemicals or harsh exfoliants like alpha hydroxy acids, glycolics, waxing, even steam. So like a steamer is not a good idea with somebody that's been using that, the Accutane. It's going to irritate it. And then your Retin-A, which is also prescribed for acne and hyperpigmentation, premature aging, and rosacea. It can cause dryness, increased sensitivity, and irritation. So these treatments, because it is topical, you want to stay away from harsher exfoliants and waxing. So we kind of say that Accutane is 6 to 9 months, all right? And Retin-A 3 to 6 months, okay? Once they stop using it, before you can apply or have waxing done afterwards, okay? Does anybody need any of that extra stuff to put into your notes? So it did cover most of them, right? So again, if you remember in your client consultation one that you filled out in class, remember all of these questions were asked. Sometimes going over it again just helps you remember what could happen if we are not taking the precautions to make sure that this doesn't irritate somebody's skin and you checked out her contraindications. Does anybody need this still on the screen? Let me know if you do. Okay. So then we're going to go to the next page, 272, and this is going to be on common health conditions that you can encounter during the Ask, Analyze, and Assess phase. Each one of these bullets are going to be a block on your study guide. So on pregnancy, Do you have pregnancy written on yours? I just want to make sure. It just doesn't give any information on it? No? In your study guide, do you have that part filled in at all, or is it just blocks? Someone?
It's just blocks.
Okay, so you're going to put pregnancy then for the first one. All right, thank you. And you're not going to use any electric current. Okay, your second one is going to be heart conditions or high blood pressure. Again, no electric current. I just go, no, I go, no EC, no EC. All right, epilepsy is the next one. No electricity. Okay, then next one, number 4 is no pacemakers, joint replacements, prosthetics, metal pins or plates. No electrical equipment, because that metal works as a conductor. The current's gonna be stronger. Okay. Diabetes, okay. Diabetics heal at a much slower rate and may have a decrease in sensitivity, especially in their hands and feet. Okay, so I don't usually wax on them, but they're not going to get electric current either. And then your thyroid condition, which an overactive thyroid can result in excess sebum. An underactive thyroid can result in the lack of sebum and dryness. Okay, so that overactive, they're going to be kind of busy all the time, having a hard time sleeping. That underactive, they're going to be on the, lethargic kind of side. So it goes from one extreme to the next. Any questions so far? And let me know when you've gotten that filled in. Close this door real quick. Oh, I'm freezing. All right, let me know when you have all of these filled in. Thumbs up, okay. Anybody still need it? Okay. How you doing, Catalina? You okay? All right. Okay, so the next part of this is the second half of those fill-ins, those little boxes right there. Okay, so we're gonna go into the favorite one I can't pronounce all the time. Okay, Allergen. All right, this basically means those small dilated capillaries, you know, the little red lines that you see sometimes around the nose. Okay, areas where you actually over exfoliated that area and it broke little capillaries. So in this one, you're going to use gentle massage, soothing, mild products on them. Okay, so less heat, less friction, less product. Okay, I just remember the big T, long T word that means dilated capillaries. All right, your next one's going to be that herpes simplex lesions, which are cold sores. Herpes simplex 1, you do not treat until the lesions are completely healed and dried and gone. Remember, you can't work on somebody if you have one, and you cannot work on a client that has one either, not even with gloves. So varicose veins, you want to avoid the use of waxing and deep massage because it's just going to move a blood clot through the body. Next one is that large moles or warts. You want to avoid surrounding the area during waxing. Note the changes that may be required for them to see and visit a physician. Remember, I said if there is hair out of a mole, you may tweeze it, but you cannot wax over it. Nor do you wax over a nipple. Wax around it, but you can't wax the nipple itself. And then you have chemotherapy or radiation treatments. This is going to heighten the client's sensitivity. It may cause thinning of the skin, so you want to avoid waxing and exfoliations. And your last one's going to be that low pain threshold. You want to prepare your client for the experience during and after the treatment. Does anybody remember what I said about caffeine? What happens to someone that's drinking caffeine and comes in for a wax? Anybody remember?
Didn't you say it makes them break out?
Well, no, it's actually going to be more painful for them because think of it, caffeine is like on your last like nerve, it stimulates everything. So then you're removing hair from there and the nerves are now woken up and they're like, oh, it's basically more painful for any type of hair removal at that point. So not a good idea to come in with coffee in the morning and want to have your back waxed. Not unless you like that pain. Or even a Brazilian. They can eat a banana. I guess the potassium helps calm that down a little bit. Okay, but yeah, you don't want to have any caffeine. That's soda, tea, coffee.
Sometimes when you take like needle for numb, Miss Jenny, when you drink a lot of caffeine, it's not working the numb.
What's not working?
Yeah, the needle for numb for killer.
Like lidocaine or something. We don't put anything on it. For us, we don't put anything on them for waxing to numb it.
No, I talk about the caffeine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, when I go to like dentist, he give me like one numb. It's still hurt, the pain. And he told me you drink a lot of caffeine because it's the numb. He give me like more 1, 2, more 3. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, shots. Yeah.
Yeah, more shots. Yeah.
But we don't get to use anything to numb anyone though, so they have to go in cold turkey and get it. So
but
it does. It's more painful.
We have cream numb. Yeah, for waxing.
But we're not supposed to use it in here. That's used for like laser hair removal and things like that. We don't use it in our field.
Oh yeah, for laser. Sorry, because I I confuse between the laser and the wax.
Right. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right, does everyone have this? Because I'm going to give you a break since it's a lot of information to go in when we break these down. So I'm going to give you a break now. Okay, so you're going to have until like 3 after 11. Okay, and I'll see you back then. Miss Linda, do you have the heat on? I'm never told. No, well, we were a little well, but not now.
I know during the break time when they're coming in, that's when there was.
Freezing.
Are you cold? Yeah. I didn't think the heater's on. You want me to turn it
I
on?
turned it, I thought it was on. Is it raining? Let me see.
Look right there, right there.
Let me see if I can find it. There's a swamp out there. I know, huh? Only because it sits up so high. Yes.
I will get it. I plugged it there and it hit my legs.
Oh my God, because my feet are so cold. All right. Oh my God, thank you, Miss Linda.
I'll put it right here. I don't think you need it that close.
Uh-uh.
I can feel it. But remember, when you move it, it makes a lot of noise.
Does it make a lot of noise when it's on?
Huh? No, not when it's on, but if you, once it's on,
Mm-hmm.
and if you move it, they'll go, this is super.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't get hot on the outside. This don't get hot.
My feet are like ice cubes, like they're wet. They're so cold. Yeah, I think it's from that door.
Jimmy was, what? You told me Jimmy's cold? She even has a jacket on.
And I have the heat on and it is not any better. Mm-hmm. I know my hands, if Connie needs some. She needs them for her neck. I've got it right. Oh, that feels so much better. Are you guys back? All right, I'm just placing an order for you so that you can have some wax tomorrow. Okay. I said I could have it tomorrow. Oh, now it's getting really toasty in here. All right, everybody back? Almost. Almost. Okay. Catalina, you back? Megan, we usually have to wait for her. Yeah, she left. Wait till everyone gets back in here. Am I going too fast for you guys? You got to let me know, okay? Any questions so far? No? Okay. Oh. Everyone back in here. Diana, can I see, are you back, hon? Oh, there you are. I usually have to wait for Megan, so she's not back in here yet. So homework today is going to be 9.1. Okay, and I'll go through that again at the end of the theory class. I'm also going to give you some questions that I'm going to have you answer. They're not hard. Basically, they're going to be like, let's see, kind of easy questions if you think about it. All right. Identify the two phases of the client consultation, which is before and during the service. Okay. Explain two primary reasons for following up with the client after the service. Questions like that. It's not going to be hard questions. Okay. But it will need your personal answer, not the textbook answer. She's not back. Okay, I'm just gonna start. All right, let me share that screen again. Okay. So we're gonna move this page. And we're going to go through personal evaluation. Okay, the personal skin evaluation. All right. And right where that box is, where you've got those 3 bullets, that's going to go in as your explanation. So it allows the clients to offer their own skin analysis in areas of concern. Like when she comes in, you're going to be asking her that one question, like number 7, I think it's on your client consultation. What are you here for today? Okay, and then you're going to be discussing that in the second half. But knowing the client's habits will help you dictate treatment options. Because I remember I had a girl in class, we were trying to get her acne under control, but she would come in the morning and she hadn't even washed her face from the night before with still makeup on, very thick makeup. And I'm like, you're not going to get rid of that acne if you don't wash your face at night. You've got to do this. Okay, so these things do make a big difference. And also learning about the client's home care regimen. Okay, she's just using soap. Okay, what is she using at home? we can't guarantee anything unless they're going to be using the same products we use morning and night at least. So all three of those go into the definition of the personal skin evaluation for component 3. So even if your consultation sheet doesn't have that area on there, you would always ask the client like why they are here to, seeing you today. What made them come into the skincare center? And always find something that you could compliment them on instead of making them feel inadequate because they have breakouts or they have things that they're not happy with. And put a thumbs up when you actually have this information stuck into your study guide. Okay, gotcha, Sarah. I wondered, do you guys have that little thumbs up app on your, yeah, there you go. Okay, otherwise I got to see you doing it. Oh, what you eating? Catalina, I'm hungry. What? Could somebody give me a
cinnamon roll?
All right. I'm going to turn the page here. Okay, we're going to go into lifestyle. Okay. So, under the typical lifestyle, okay, where it says considerations that may affect the skin, all right, you're going to put in there, okay, lifestyle considerations that may affect the skin. The first one's going to be smoking. It robs the nutrients and oxygen from the skin. You learned that when I first handed out those consultation sheets. Clients who smoke may have a sallow, gray, or yellow skin. They're going to get premature wrinkles, excess clogging, and comedones. And if they're a diabetic and smoking, guess what? They're not going to heal very fast. So that smoking really takes a lot out of their body. Their diet too, a lack of proper nutrients can cause dryness, pallor, or coloration of the skin. It can influence hydration levels as well as hormonal imbalances. So you really do need to be eating the right foods, not take out from the Burger King, McDonald's, that kind of stuff, okay? And drink enough water, not just your Diet Coke. I used to laugh. They get this big old Big Mac and a large fry and can have a Diet Coke with it. I'm like, what's the point of getting a Diet Coke? All right. And then exercise also. Okay, exercise promotes a healthy body and a healthy skin, and it actually gives you a better outlook on life. Your attitude kind of changes, okay? And it does it by increasing circulation and promoting detoxification. So all of those things come in handy. Okay, there she is. Welcome back, Megan. So you've got this, give me a thumbs up. And you can always shorten it. If you understand what I'm actually telling you, you can always shorten it into your study guide. You don't always have to write word for word what I have in there, but you've got to get close to it.
Oh, please stop bringing me those.
What?
Oh, my dog keeps bringing me wet toys from outside because it's raining. Yes.
Okay, thumbs up yet? Gotcha. Okay. Some people still working on it. This next part where it talks about client release, you're going to find that on some consultation cards, this is really right after this information. Others, it might be at the very end of it. Okay, so I'm just giving you a heads up on that part. because anything after this point is going to be our recommendations. So she's given us all the information she possibly can. And so now you're going to have an area where she's going to sign it. Okay, so let me change this page. You guys ready to change it, right? Okay. So your client release statement, okay, it gives you, the esthetician, permission to treat the clients based on the information provided on the form during the consultation. It is not a legal document, not unless it's been notarized, and I don't think you have a notary inside your salon. But what you want to make sure that she does, you have some form of that, you know what she's been using, you decide to do a treatment on her and she doesn't have a reaction to it. If she has a reaction, we always go back to that client release statement saying, did you tell me about that? No. Okay, so that's what that's for. And sometimes I have to explain exactly what that means. If you're not going to tell me the truth and something happens, I'm not responsible for that. Okay, that's why we ask these questions. And they're like, oh, give it to me. I'm going to write another one down. So that's going to go into that area where it says client release statement. It gives you the permission to treat the clients based on the information provided on the form during consultation. It's better than nothing. Okay, even though it says it's not a legal document, it has something in there to help you with your case. Should something happen, God forbid.
Miss Janie, are you talking about like if someone is pregnant and like they don't tell you and then like
yes,
you do
and
like
then something happens to the baby?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or if they've had, like they have pacemakers in, okay, and you decide to do electricity on them, or they've waxed and you put a peel on them. All of those things could come into play. You know what I mean?
Well, I was thinking about that because for the high frequency, like you said, you were doing it on that girl in class and that she didn't know that she was pregnant. So what if they don't know that they're pregnant and then like something happens and then they find out that they're pregnant?
Well, I usually ask them, and I did ask her this too. I'm like, is there any chance you could be pregnant? Are you trying to become pregnant? She's like, no, my husband and I are not even speaking, blah, blah, blah. She's going on and on. She's not having any more children. Okay. And the only reason I caught it while I was doing it is because she told me that she had that metal taste in her mouth. And I'm like, that usually means that you are pregnant, because I do know that for a fact. Okay. And so when she told me that, I'm like, okay, we're going to stop right now. Luckily, because she wanted to be my model right afterwards for my galvanic. I'm like, no, no. So it's really important that you need to know something like that. Because depending on what stage of her pregnancy, you know what I mean? Because the first trimester is when the actual body parts are being made, the arms, the legs, the fingers, the hands, all of that stuff, right? That's why the doctor tells you by the second trimester, it's just gaining weight, pretty much. Okay, so that first one, if you've done some damage to it during the first trimester, they could be deformed. They could be. I can't say it for sure, but there is a chance. That's why they ask you not to do it. Okay, are you ready to change the page? Okay, so we're going to move on to 273. Okay, and we're going to go through now the professional skin evaluation, which is you. You're going to decide what treatment she's going to get. Okay, so in component 4, that whole paragraph up there, you're going to write in there, it determines the difference between what the client is saying and what is really happening. Okay, basically it's called reflective listening when we're listening to a client. Okay, we're listening to what she says, okay, and repeating back basically what we thought we heard, what we thought we heard. All right. Also, the esthetician will make notes of the client's major skin concerns, her home care regimen, products that she's used, and changes that the client would like to see in her skin, say in the future. So it'll include the client input and the esthetician's professional observation. So you can put down what you see also. Remember that part where I said you could take a woods lamp in there and put her under the skin scanner? So like you decide whether or not she's dry or oily or she has these breakouts, and then you could take her underneath that scope or woods lamp and see if you're actually right, just to get you familiar with it while you're learning this process. But that's what this is for. Okay, you're going to determine what, with the information she gave you, like what she wants to have done that day and what services you can do. What if she said that she wanted to have like a firm massage and she was somebody that had very sensitive skin? Okay, that my professional evaluation is going to be, I need to let her know that that's not such a good idea. Okay, because she has sensitive skin. It's not that I don't want to give her a firm massage, it's just not a good idea because it's going to cause extra sensation. It's going to cause heat. Okay, she's going to have to be red when she comes out of it. So all of these things, we give our advice to that client. Okay, and let her know what could happen, what couldn't happen, that kind of stuff. And maybe offer another service. Okay, maybe she isn't one for galvanic, okay, but you wanted to get the blackheads completely out of there and she needed a really deep pore cleansing. You can also use suction on her, okay? Even if she was pregnant, you could use the suction machine. So you can do certain things, but not have to use the same piece of equipment. There's a lot of different ways to get things done. You're lucky you have a lot of tools in your arsenal. Okay. Like I said, that little tool that's gonna, if you can purchase one of those high frequency machines, you've got the best tool ever to clean up acne, to clean up breakouts, how about hair, ingrown hairs, that kind of stuff. It is a wonderful tool and it's cheap enough to put in your back. You know, you guys can purchase it even in school being at like 39, 40 bucks, right, off Amazon. It's seriously, that's a cheap price for a piece of equipment. I mean, I've had mine forever and I use it on myself. I use it on 5 kids. Okay, everything. All right. Has this been filled in? Or are you still writing, you guys? Okay, we're on 23. Thumbs up when you're ready for me to turn the page on the screen. Okay. Still working, Jasmine. You finished? Alex, good. Diana, you done? Yeah, all right. And Araceli? Okay. Sarah? Yeah, y'all good? Okay, I'm gonna turn the page here. We're gonna go into our professional skin evaluation. Okay, and these are all going to be numbered, right? Like it is on your study guide, okay? So the professional skin evaluation process is basically this. You're going to perform a quick analysis prior to cleansing. So you're going to grab your little tissue and pull your magnifying mirror over and take a good look at her skin. Number 2, you're going to cleanse and analyze that skin without makeup and dirt present. So you look at it before and after. Then you're going to cleanse the skin the second time and remove all traces of the cleanser and cover the eyes with protective pads. Okay. 4, you're going to inform that client that you'll be placing that bright light over her face so that she doesn't worry about that bright light. The 5th one, proceed with analyzing the skin of the face and neck. 6 is using the middle finger of each hand. You're going to gently stretch small sections of skin, okay, to see pore size, texture, elasticity, sun damage, dryness, flakiness, or unusual markings. And this sounds really funny, but we've gone through that elasticity test. Remember, pulling your skin up like this and letting it fall back down to see how quickly it bounces back, because yours bounces really quick. Mine, not so much. It kind of goes, yeah. You can see it. All right, that's the elasticity that's there. All right, and 7, you're going to make specific notes of your analysis upon the completion of the service. This is going in that client record card for future reference and to track the changes or improvements that you can see in the skin, especially if they're coming in for weekly services. And you've heard me repeat that, like weekly services. When a client comes in, if she's just coming in for one facial, you know, maybe to try out the business, maybe somebody bought her a gift certificate, something like that, it is going to be your job to walk her through the steps that maybe she does need to see you on a weekly basis, because we sell series of 6. They can buy 6 facials, they can buy 6 peels, they can buy 6 exfoliation treatments, anything that you want, but they're going to see improvements if they do a 6-week treatment. And usually that 6-week treatment would include one free one. They pay up front, okay, before they even get the services. They'll pay the whole price. So if they're $100 each, she's going to pay, you know, $600, okay? So you want to make sure that you're making your numbers count. They pay that big lump sum right at first. I used to just high up that price just a little bit more and add what it would cost me to buy her a starter kit. It had cleanser, toner, or moisturizer in it, a sunscreen, and maybe a little exfoliant. Those little starter kits run about $50 now, $40 to $50. That way she's going home with something that day, plus she got her facial, and then she's not paying for them as she comes in every week. She doesn't get the 6th one free unless she pays for them all up front at the beginning of the services. She can't pay like $100 this week and $100 next week and get the deal. It doesn't work like that. But all of your services, that's what you're trying to work up to, is a series of 6. The only one I think you can't do a series of 6 is you'll have to do a series of 12. It's still 6, but it's doing it every 2 weeks instead of every week. And that's our peels. So this is basically what we would do when we're doing our professional skin evaluation. This can also be known as face mapping. Okay. Dermalogica was the first company I ever saw that did the face mapping. And after that, it was like, okay, I've seen a lot of companies use that now. I see it on Pinterest. I see a lot of different areas, but it does help. Remember the ones that you filled in, like for the liver, right? The liver, the kidneys, when they're not functioning properly, if she's got hormonal issues for her monthly, where those breakouts would be. It's kind of cool how this all works together. So let me know when you guys have finished this particular area of the screen. I'll go into that face mapping. Now, because you're going to be seeing your client frequently, okay, let's say that my client, all of a sudden, a mole that I looked at maybe a week or two ago looks a little different, okay? I'm going to start to record that information and let her know that something's off. But I used to keep, I don't know how to explain it. There's like a little ruler that they use for sewing. It's smaller and it kind of gives you the right, I guess, inch, whatever you want to call it. But they're very tiny and they can fit in your like drawer, your area where you keep your tools. But you can actually measure something like that on her face so that the next time that she comes in, you could actually take a correct measurement to make sure that, you know, it's not changed, it's not grown. Because you want to make sure you're taking care of your clients, at least be able to tell them when they should see a physician. You know what I mean? So you want to mark those things down. Is everyone finished with this page already? Thumbs up if you do. Okay, got you, Alex. Araceli looks like she's still working. Diana's finished. Sarah, you done still? You still working? Oh, you're done. Okay. Araceli, how you doing, hon?
I'm in the last one.
Okay, in the last one?
Yes.
I'll give you a couple minutes there. So like they said at the beginning, you're going to actually look at the skin prior to cleansing it. Okay. Always make sure you use a tissue to move that lamp over. Okay. Also with your steamer, you don't want to touch it with your bare hands because then you're going to have to re-sanitize before you start to work on the client. Hopefully we could do a facial this week, so I could do a demo at least. Okay, let me know when you're finished, Araceli.
Finished.
All right, good. All right, so these are the areas we're going to be looking at. Well, it actually tells you what the treatment card is first because it comes afterwards. Sorry about that. We know what that treatment record card is for. It's used as a reference for your each appointment, right? You're going to document the date of the visit, the products that you used, any notes, and your initials, okay? It's important to document in case client sees a different esthetician on the next visit. You don't have to put this in there, hon, okay? Track the changes from visit to visit to notice improvements in hydration, firmness, pigmentation, sun damage, and wrinkles. And then you want to be able to refer to a physician if visible changes in markings on the skin have occurred. Okay, that's what I was just going through, but that's not in your study guide. All right, this next part is, this is our face mapping. Okay, so we're going to start off with the eye. Okay, and you have blocks inside there, right? So the first one on the left where it says eye, the first block is the skin is thinner and more delicate. That's what you're going to put. Okay. And the second one, it says look for discoloration, puffiness, fine, delicate lines. You know why it looks, the skin looks so amazing after we've given it a facial is we've actually used a lot of our products and we've actually given her a massage to stimulate blood circulation. So those fine lines have now been hydrated. Okay. So they are going to make a really, really nice difference in between those lines showing up or not showing up. I'll tell you this much, after giving someone a facial that has quite a few lines in that area, I'd probably use a collagen mask, those freeze-dried sheets, and place it in that area. So give her a little longer hydration time. You can also use hyaluronic acids, okay, in that area to plump it up. For cheek, okay, you're going to look at the size of the pores. Smaller ones are going to be for drier skin, larger ones are going to be for oilier skin, right? And then you're going to first place to display that freckling and your small dilated capillaries is going to be on that cheek. That T word again. Your chin now, you're going to look for clogged pores and breakouts. Have you ever worked your own thumb right across this part of the chin, okay, and felt little bumps? It wasn't a pimple, but it felt lumpy. Okay, and that's just because it's got probably oil in there that need to be cleaned out. Okay, it's not a blackhead yet, but the oil is secreting from there. I've always told even our younger students, I'm like, when you get out of the shower, kind of rub that little area right there to get that excess sebum out with like a washcloth or something. I wouldn't do it for somebody with mature skin, just younger skin. All right, in your forehead, you're going to look for signs of discoloration, hyperpigmentation. Okay. You're going to check the pore size. You're going to look for deeper wrinkles, either from aging or sun exposure, or even repetitive facial movements. Remember that thing your mom used to tell you? Don't do that. Your face is going to stay just like that. So those different facial movements that you make, and I always go, I get the ones in my class that want to roll their eyes. I'm like, really? Did you not see that, not know that you just did that? They're like, what? Don't recognize it. Miss Connie has and she can't help it. She has a winking problem sometimes when her eye twitches, and it just looks like the right eye is always winking at somebody. I go, you're gonna have more wrinkles on that side because of that eye. So when we do give them a first overlook at their skin, this is what we're basically looking at, okay? We're checking for these areas. Once you've got them in there, you just let me know with a thumbs up. Okay, good, Sarah. Megan, am I keeping you awake?
I'm awake.
Hey. Y'all relax back in that chair. I wish I could have at least done that when I was at home and yesterday when I was taking my class, my Zoom class. It was like 2.5 hours and I'm like, I had to pay attention. I couldn't sit down and eat. And, oh, too embarrassed to go without makeup on because this is a major company. I'm okay, but a major company, I'm like, nah. All right, has everybody got that? How about you, Araceli? You good? Okay. All right, so we're going to go into the next component, which is the treatment record card, and it's usually done like after the service, but we're going to explain what that part is. Okay. It's during this phase of service that the esthetician will summarize and make sure that the client agrees on the recommended treatments. Okay, we both agreed that this is going to happen. All right, so let's see, how can I put this? You're going to summarize and explain the recommended treatments. You're going to state the cost of today's treatment so she doesn't, finish with the service and go, oh, you owe me $200. Okay, you're also going to discuss that future treatment and home care products. You'll be able to gain feedback from your client on your suggestions. Maybe she doesn't have time to do 5 different products, maybe 2 or 3. You know, this is what you're going to be getting that feedback from. Ensure you and your client are in agreement before beginning the service, and provide that cost information prior to performing the service to build that trust. Because don't you hate it when you don't know how much something's going to cost and you have to ask? I hate having to ask somebody. You're telling me that I need this, this, and this. Can you tell me what the price is? I really want to know. All right. And you're also going to be gaining that client agreement and keep that communication open throughout the service. Okay. So what I want you to write in your treatment record card is not this part, okay? What I want you to write in there is use it as a reference for each appointment. This is what I want you to write, okay? Use it as a reference for each appointment. Okay, you're going to document the date. Okay. The products used. And your initials.
Can you repeat?
And then if you have, you know, any improvements, because you've been seeing her on a weekly basis, you want to note that, okay? Note improvements or changes, okay, in her skin. So everyone knows what those things mean and how important they are to have, right? The date that you did this, okay, because you're not gonna be able to remember every client. I used to say the same thing, I remember everybody. Okay, no, you don't. Once you start building up a clientele, you're not gonna be able to remember it. So that also, I would put something personal about that client. Not bad, something good. Like, let's say she said her little boy was having a birthday party this weekend. Okay, I might write that on her little ticket so that the next time she comes in, right, I can say, so how was that birthday party for your son? It makes it more personal to her. She thinks that you're thinking of her. You know what I mean? So that's what you're trying to do. All right. So let's go through a self-check. Okay. All right. So number 1 is name the 5 phases of service. Does anyone want to handle that? Okay. No one? No one wants to? How about greeting is the first one, right?
Ask, analyze, and assess.
Right.
Agreement, delivery, and completion.
Okay. That all five of them? Okay. All right. Number 2 is which 3 phases are performed before the service? Okay. Does anybody want to take that one? Let's see. The first one's going to be your greeting. That's one that you have to use, right? The greeting. Ask, analyze, and assess. What's the third one you need to have?
Agreement.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 3 is name 3 respectful greeting techniques. One could be shaking hands, right? What else?
Touching when you shake their hand.
Yeah. Okay. And eye contact, right?
Smiling.
Smiling, yeah. All those are good. Okay, number 4, it says blank asks for basic data necessary for good record keeping. We're just doing that one. So what's this?
The
Oh, what
client
phase
form?
is that? Excuse me?
Is it the client form?
It's pretty much, like basic data would be the last part of it, huh? The treatment record card, maybe?
The client
Or-
consultation form.
Like consultation form? Okay. All right, we're going to go back to these anyway. So let's move on to the next page 2 before. All right. 5, substances or ingredients likely to cause an allergic reaction are called. Anybody remember that one?
Allergens.
Allergens, good. 6 is name 3 common health conditions that could be contraindications to skincare services.
I know one was cut through.
Pregnancy.
What? Go ahead. Pregnancy, yeah. What else?
Epilepsy.
Epilepsy, good. How about high blood pressure, right?
Varicose veins.
Varicose veins, right? Pacemakers, right? All of those. Okay, 7, a blank, blank, blank. It gives the esthetician permission to treat clients based on the information provided on the form during the consultation and is not a legal document. Okay. Everybody remember that? Starts with client is the first word.
Client release statement.
There you go, the client release statement. Okay, so now let's check some of these answers, okay? Oh, there's more, huh? Perform a quick analysis prior to blank when performing a professional skin evaluation. Okay. So what's this one going to be?
Cleansing.
Yes, okay. A blank and blank is used as a reference for each appointment. A record card? Yeah. All right, and in which phase does the esthetician summarize and explain recommended treatments? Wouldn't that be in the agreement phase, right? Yeah? Well, let's find out what these answers are. Okay, the first one is greeting, ask, analyze, and assess, agreement, delivery, and completion. Which 3 phases, okay, are greeting, ask, analyze, and assess, and the agreement. 3 respectful greeting techniques is offer a friendly smile, make direct eye contact, extend your hand and shake hands firmly. Number 4 was that client consultation form for that basic data. Good. Okay. Substances or ingredients are going to be your allergens. Okay. 3 common health conditions that could be contraindications to the skin care service. Pregnancy, heart conditions, epilepsy, we got all those. A client release form gives the esthetician permissions to treat the client based on the information provided on the form during the consultation and is not a legal document. Okay. All right. There you go. Cleansing was right. Perform that quick analysis prior to cleansing when performing professional skin evaluation. A treatment record is used as a reference for each appointment. And in which phase does the esthetician summarize and explain recommended treatments, which would be the agreement phase. Okay, so it's going to be face the facts, I think, next. There we go. Greetings. You can win your client's respect by greeting them professionally and respectfully by offering a friendly smile, making direct eye contact, extending your hand and shaking their hand firmly, and welcoming them warmly. Okay, in person, impressions are formed based on eye contact, touch, the tone of your voice, and professional atmosphere. Those are the main important things. Okay, your ask, analyze, and assess is a guided dialogue that invites clients to share their expectations as well as their reasoning for requesting services. The client consultation form asks for that basic data necessary for good record keeping. So the 5 components of a client consultation card are going to be the personal information, name, address, phone number, medical history, okay, the personal skin evaluation, which is personal to her. That's how you can tell the difference. And your professional is going to be your evaluation, okay, and the treatment record card. So I always used to get those 2, personal and professional, mixed up. All right, the agreement phase. All right, the esthetician will summarize and make sure that the client agrees on the recommended treatments by summarizing and explaining recommended treatments. Okay, that basically what we're doing is educating that client on those treatments, okay? because you want to follow through with her retail afterwards, but it's all education. Stating the cost of today's treatment, future treatments that she might be getting if she's getting a series of them, and home care products. It's going to gain feedback from the client on your suggestions, and it'll show you and your client are in agreement before you begin the service. Okay, so nobody's misunderstood. It sounds funny too, because here at the school, we actually have them pay before you do the service to them. Okay, because we rarely ever give like a cash back, because there's something that can always be fixed. But you have to think that also when you're out in the real world, because you're not just paying for the product as far as time wise, you're losing time, and time, how much money is your time worth? That's basically what you're charging on. So don't feel embarrassed because you want to charge $20 for an eyebrow, okay, and $20 for a lip, or whatever your prices are. You know that you're worth that time, because you can't give that back. She can take back a product and ask for her money back, but she can't take back a service, because that was your time that you used on her. Do you see what I'm saying? All right, so let's go over homework. Okay, whoops. Okay, where'd you guys go? Okay, let's go over homework for today. All right, we're going to be doing 9.1. Okay, and then I'm going to add like 5 questions for you. So I have to move this over here so I can bring it back up again. Okay. I will send the 5 questions on the zip as a text message to you guys. Okay. Right after I hang up from here. I'm trying to get the screen back up. Let's see what 9.1 has for you to do. Now, remember how we do this. Okay, the discussion and the talking points are, you write it on a piece of paper, whatever it is, and then you take a picture of it and send it. The only thing that you submit to the computer is the challenge. Okay. Waiting for it to bring it up. There we go. Okay. Your screen's coming up slowly but surely. That way there's no misunderstanding on what your work is to be done. Now, those of you that are not turning in the work, okay, you're only getting credit for theory today. That's how that works. I have to have work done on those areas. Okay. Try to put your 9.9. Give me a second here. Sorry, I'm still waiting. There we go. Okay, I'm going to share the screen so we can do this together. Come on. Let me know if you see my screen. I don't see anybody. Guys all there?
It's still loading.
If you are someone, there you go. Okay, I just want to make sure. It is still loading. Okay, you got this screen now? Everybody got this? Okay, you're going to go, you clicked on your learn, which is at the top, like right here. This is what you're going to do. Click on this, and then you're going to scroll down on that gray area. Okay, and you're going to go to where it says Salon Fundamentals Aesthetics, and you're going to click on that. Okay, this is where you're going to find your homework. Okay. All right. So then we're going to go, when it pops up, I'm going to go to 9.1, which is going to be on the next page. So I have to go to the bottom. Okay, where it says 4.5. Come on. I'll bring it to the side here. The very bottom, it has those page numbers. You're going to go to page 2. That'll bring up the 9.1. Scroll down. You guys got the screen now? I go down here where it says 9.1, and I'm going to click on that. Whittle that comes up. So this is where your homework's going to be. Okay, if you missed any of today's lecture, you can go back and open up where it says study slides. Click on that. That'll help you fill in that workbook if you missed something. So what we're going to do is going to scroll down here to where it says pass the smart notes, where it says talking points. Okay, and you're going to click on this. You never get a second chance at a first impression. This thing is true, especially in the beauty industry. What happens before the service sets the tone for the remainder of the service. Can you think of a time when you were disappointed with a service visit before it even began? You know, give out what happened to you. Okay, that's basically all it is. So write it on a piece of paper, take a picture of that answer, and then send it to me in a text. Okay. Your next part of that homework is going to be talking points, if it ever goes backwards. All right, so we're going to go to the talking point, or excuse me, the assignment right below it. Sorry. What happened? Sorry. It finished loading. I can go back to the page. Okay. So I'm going to again go down to the assignment. All right. And it says, create a video with a partner demonstrating a good and bad greeting. You can do this on your phone, okay, and send it as an MMS to us, okay? Whoever's in your house with you, they can be, you know, helping you out. Demonstrate how to correctly obtain information from a client to fill in the consultation form. So remember the consultation form that you filled out for me, you made last week? Everybody remember that? If not, you can pull it up off of the Zoom or the Zip Whip, which is the text messaging, and read that to someone else and have her give you some answers back, okay? She can pretend that she has diabetes or that she has something else, but basically that's what you're gonna be doing. So you just record that interaction between you and someone else, okay? If you have to, you know, find somebody at the grocery store, I don't care, brother, sister, mother, dad, whatever, okay? So you're gonna just record yourself on your phone, demonstrating a good greeting and a bad greeting. Okay. Does everybody understand that, what they're supposed to be doing? Are you talking to me, Diana? I got to see hands like this. Okay. No one needs
No,
any.
I just got ink on my finger.
Oh, okay. Does anybody
Sorry.
need any more information on that assignment? All right. So we're going to go back again. And we're going to do, that one will be a video that you will send as a text message to me. Okay. I might even have to have you send it to my email address. Okay. If it doesn't go through on the text because it is a video, then you're going to send it to my email. Okay, you guys? And I'll give you that. What the heck is this? Okay. So I'm going to go scroll down. Okay. Past the teaching part. And you're going to do the 9.1 challenge. You have 8 questions. You're going to click on that. Okay. You'll answer these questions. Okay, it's kind of like a little quiz. And then you're going to submit it at the bottom. It's the only one that you can submit onto the computer. Okay, is the challenge. Okay, let me tell you something. This is only meant to be taken this test once, okay? But if you decide to take it again because your score was low, just know that I have to take both scores and divide it by 2, okay? It's not, you get a better score the second time and I take the second score. Okay, so just know that. All right. Right now, it kind of lets you do that second or third test, but when the new program comes on, you're only allowed to do it once and it will lock you out completely. And it will have a specific time frame. So like I'll say from 10 to 12, you guys have to get that test done. And you have 30 minutes from the time you start it. Okay, remember me telling you about that? Okay. So Does anyone have any questions so far on what they're supposed to be doing? All right, so what I'm going to do, all right, I'm going to send it in a text message too, all right, to you, just to reiterate what you're supposed to do. And then I'm going to put 5 questions in there that you're going to answer. Okay? And that's your homework for today. How's that sound? Any comments, questions, concerns, misunderstandings? Nothing? Okay. Have a great day in the rain. Enjoy it if you're inside. All right. Bye-bye, you guys. I'll see you later.
Thanks, Jamie.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, hon.